Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Final Dad. So we're doing some more achievement hunting today with the haunting of Creech Manor. So if you want more Final Girl content, then make sure to subscribe and hit that bell to be notified when new videos come out. Just a reminder that this feature film is a little bit different. We can't kill the Poltergeist. Instead, we have to find Carolyn through one of the item decks to save her and rescue her instead. If you're new to Final Girl, the game is played through cards and dice to determine actions, with some events and terror cards to make you change up your strategy and keep you on your toes. It's bursting to the seams with 80s horror theming and can tell some really awesome stories as you continue to play. Season 2 is going out to backers now and brings with it 5 new feature films, which can all be mixed and matched with Season 1 films for even more variety. If you're interested in checking it out, make sure to check out either rydergames.com or your local game store to see if you can pick up the core box and some of the feature films. And I'll have links below for Ryder Games for the haunting of Creech Manor. We're playing a little bit different today. We're doing the extreme horror mode. So some slight changes to that on when you get different dice. And then with that, you also only get 5 time at the beginning of each turn, or during the planning phase when your time resets, rather than 6. So tonight we've got Selena going up against the Poltergeist. She's got 6 health and 4 rescue spots before she gets her ultimate. And her ultimate is when resolving a search action card, roll 2 additional dice. So she should be able to help us search through the decks a little bit more. Let's go ahead and get started. So our first event is helicopter rescue. It says we're saved. Place the helicopter token on the roof of the house. Once during the game, you may move from the attic to the helicopter as though they are adjacent. Any victims or Carolyn with you may be saved. And unless you have saved Carolyn, you must return to the attic and the token must be removed. The helicopter is not considered an exit space. So we'll put the helicopter up here. All right, so for our first action, we'll go ahead and walk. We have 1 success and 1 to convert. So we'll spend 2 focus. And we'll lose it 1 time. And that'll let us move 2 spaces. So we'll take these 2. And we'll go to the attic. We'll do another walk. And we have a double success. And so we'll take these 2, we'll move to the helicopter as though they're adjacent. And then rescue those 2. And then we'll move back to the attic. For our rewards, we'll take a search action card and we'll reduce the horror by 2. Our helicopter leaves. And then we'll go ahead and search. We have 1 success. That'll put us at 2 time. And so we can take the top item of our space, which is the ritual dagger. And we'll go ahead and equip that. We'll discard weak attack and short rest to gain 2 time, putting us at 4 time. We'll buy Search for 2-time. And then we'll buy a Sprint for 2-time. It'll be Poltergeist's turn. So she's going to move 2 to the closest and attack. So it's going to kill this one. Alright, Little Bad was a rapper trying to catch his big break, and he thought coming and rapping about a haunted house would be something that no one had done before. He didn't expect the haunted house to be real, though. He rapped about victims meeting untimely deaths due to paranormal events. He thought he heard screams coming from elsewhere in the house as he spit lyrics, but surely it was just his imagination. His final verse told of a man frozen by fear that was consumed by the shadows. As he finished his song, the last verse became true and shadows overcame him. When he realized what was happening, he let out a terrible shriek, but along with his life, it soon faded away. Let me go ahead and get our terror card. So the shadows are closing in. We increase the horror by 2. And she's going to go kill another victim. We increase the horror by 1 for Little Bad. Light does not always follow universal truths in Creech Manor. Shadows appear where they shouldn't and aren't where they should be. Light plays tricks on people in the forsaken house. Tori let herself be surrounded by the shadows, and before she knew what was happening, it was too late. She had become a shadow herself, and she was unaware of it until she tried to leave, and the invisible forces of the house prevented it, sucking her soul back inside, where it now belonged with the other shadows. Probably to haunt another rapper. Alright. So now we reveal our dark power. Stiff wind. All of our moves of 2 or more spaces are reduced by 1 space. Not ideal. Alright. So while we're up here, let's go ahead and search. Alright, so we can take the top item in the space, increase the horror by 2, and lose 2 time. Or we can just increase the horror and lose 2 time. Since either one's going to put us in red, we'll go ahead and increase by 2. Lose 2 time, and at least get... we pull Carolyn right off the bat, so now we just gotta leave. That should make for a relatively quick game, hopefully. So we're gonna go ahead and sprint. Oh, we only get 1 dice. And we fail, so we can lose a heart and 2 time. And move 1 space. And then our turn ends. We get our 0 cost cards back. Poltergeist gets another turn. So there's Carolyn with us. So she's going to move 2 spaces. Nobody to kill in her space. So then we get the terror card. Roll a die. So we get a 2. Place the killer in the room. So she's going to the attic. She's going to target the final girl and attack, but the final girl's not there. She's going to target the final girl again and move and then attack. So we're going to take a damage from her attack. Alright. Then we will take our turn. So we'll start with walking. Oh, I rolled 2 dice because we only need to roll 1. We have a success. That should be good. We'll go ahead and move 1 space and lose a time, or 4 time. We're going to focus. We have success, so we can reduce that by 1 and lose a time. We're going to walk again. Another success. So we'll move a space and lose a time. And I'll discard 3 cards. That brings us back up to 5 time. I'll take a sprint, a guard, and a close call. It will be Poltergeist's turn. So the closest, I think I played that wrong. I should have gone here first for the first walk, second walk instead of down. We can't go down here. Let's see, so Poltergeist is going to target the 2 victims. And we'll kill one of them. Robbie had tried to leave several times, but the doors just kept slamming shut and locking themselves. The windows seemed to have a mind of their own and wouldn't budge no matter how much strength he put into trying. So he decided to try and find something, anything that might help him survive. But how do you fight a ghost? Robbie would soon learn that you can't. When the ghost of Helen Creech approached him, he ran at her swinging the broom he'd found at her head. Of course, it went right through her visage. His momentum resulted in him stumbling towards the stone fireplace, slamming his head against the corner, which cracked his skull and killed him instantly. So there went Robbie. And we draw Carolyn. Where are you? Carolyn is with us. So shuffle Carolyn into the item deck of the nearest search space. Do not reveal the top card of the deck. All right. So the nearest one, 3. I think it's going to be the attic. So it looks like we're going back to the attic. We'll go ahead and sprint. Only have 1 dice. We get a success. Yeah, so we'll move over there. We'll use the time. And that's going to be our turn. We 4 time. We'll buy a search. And we'll buy another sprint. Then we get our 0 cost cards back. Poltergeist turn. She will kill another victim in her space at the closet. This goes up 2 more, so we're still in the red. And then we draw a terror card. Another Carolyn, where are you? So discard and draw the next terror card. I have to kill you, it told me to kill you. So if there are no victims on the board, discard and draw. We have victims. All victims in spaces adjacent to you move to your space. There are none. If there are any victims in your space, you may play 1 action card. So we don't have any victims in our space. And then we don't take a damage because there are none in our space. Not bad. All right. Let us continue. So we will walk. We can discard 2 to make that a success. So we'll discard weak attack and short rest. We'll move a space and lose the time. We'll go ahead and walk again. A success, we'll lose a time and move a space. We'll sprint. We can discard 2. We'll discard a focus and a close call. We can move a space and lose the time. And that'll be our turn. We'll buy sprint with our 2 time. Alright, Poltergeist turn. Gonna move closest to us. And attack. So we take a damage. Terror card. Something is coming through the wall. So all victims panic. So we got this guy at the window. Moves away from the window. These 2 in the ballroom. 2 and 5. 1 moves. We've got this one over here. 6 moves into the garage. We get a new event. So the 3 closest become ghost hunters. There's 1, 2, and 3. So we replace all 3 victims closest to you with special victim meeples. These victims will not follow you until one of them has been killed. And each time one of these victims is killed, +1 bloodlust. All right. We'll go ahead and sprint. Here, 1. We'll take a damage. Lose 2 time and move a space. With 3 spaces, or 3 time, get our 0 cost cards. And we'll buy a second search. And I wish I hadn't left the helicopter at this point. Alright, Poltergeist turn. I'm gonna kill this victim. So the bloodlust increases twice. Special victims can now be saved. Tarot card. Everything was flying around, so our bloodlust increases again and again. 1 for the horror increasing because of the tarot card, 1 for it increasing because of the killer board. Place the poltergeist with the closest victim. That one. And then is going to kill. So that one's also dead. So that increases twice. Take 2 damage. And discard the next tarot card, which is Unseen Forces. And then that happens again. And then we die. Ah, we were so close. That was a very short game. But sometimes Creech gets really scary really quickly, and that stiff wind is no joke. But we'll come back to it another time. Thanks for watching.